Good evening, Sun Stars. We are so excited to be here with you. And to kick it off, let's see those teams. All right, we're ready. Team Scentsy, we are so ready for the fall. I want you to drop what's one word right now, how you're feeling or how you want to feel for the season. Is it fun, focused, ready, excited? Drop it in the chat. Let's hear it. Let's round it up. I did have the Let's Get Loud song playing, but we have too much to cover to have music. Maybe at the end we'll have a minute to get to dance a little bit. But I just want to welcome you guys and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy evening to be on here live and chat with us or to hit replay because all of it's important. We've got some motivated, some goal-oriented, some excited, some nervous, some optimistic team members with us today. And I'm going to turn it over to Lauren.
All right, so super quick, we're just going to go over some recaps from SFR. So some of you were there, some of you weren't, some of you were on virtual, but whatever way, I'm sure that you've seen some recaps. And one of the most exciting ones was our Scentsy rebrand. So go ahead and drop in the chat what you think about this rebrand. It actually, I don't think we've had a new logo in so long. I don't want to give a year, but it's been a lot of years, which is a little unusual for a company. But when I came home and I saw that new logo on my PWS, it just kind of made my heart sing because I feel like we look like we've grown up, we've evolved, and we're speaking to not only our current customers, but the biggest thing is we are going to attract a whole new audience with this new rebrand. I love the new colors. So we've gone from bold to we've got the muted shades, which are so in. I'm sure all of you have noticed that. But it also just goes to show the commitment that our owners have in our future. To me, that's what this rebrand really means. We've got a whole new look, and we're not just sharing fragrance, we're also sharing an amazing business opportunity. And this new look builds that emotional connection that's going to help you find people to bring into your business. All right, let's get into Scentsy Connect updates. I want you to drop in the chat with maybe like a little cell phone. Let me finish this before you drop your cell phone. Not only if you have the app downloaded, but do you actually use it? I want to see who actually uses that app because it's one thing to have it downloaded, but we need it to we need you to use it. And it's your Scentsy assistant. So some of you that say, I don't know how to follow up, I don't know what to do, that is where your Connect app is going to just do the work for you. So don't get caught up in that. This is a system that everyone can have that's automated and that you don't even have to spend money or effort into enhancing or put as part of your routine. So Connect is going to tell you when to follow up and what to say. I do recommend that you kind of tailor these messages because they seem a bit, what's the word I want to look for? They're not that personalized. But if you don't have time and you're like, whoa, I've got some Connect things to do, just go ahead and do it. So it's sometimes done is better than being perfect, but you could make your messages a little more personal. So here's some updates really quick. For those of you that use Project Broadcast, which is an automated mass texting app, I use it. I love it because it also provides a boundary for me in my business, which is super great. Now you can integrate Project Broadcast with it, which I loved because I don't want to start texting from my personal line again. And the other new thing that we have is, oh, sorry, I wrote these down because I did not want to forget, but it'll tell you about new promotions and who has purchased these products before or who would maybe purchase these projects. The other super great thing about Connect is I think it's so easy to see your news tab articles. So it's not buried. You just log in and you can click news and then you can know if anything has come out. I am going to give you all a little pro tip. Generally for new product releases, generally about like 98% of the time, They're going to be posted on Thursdays around 11 a.m. Eastern or on Mondays around 11 a.m. Eastern. So that could be like your lunch break on those days. Maybe you check in on the news tab. All right. The most important thing that I think we could spend 30 minutes or an hour about is building your belief and your consistency and your confidence. This is the thing I feel like most of us as fragrance specialists, Scentsy reps, consultants, whatever you want to call yourself, this is what we need to bridge that gap with. So belief will take you far, and believe, I have a big belief in our owners and in all the people we're surrounding ourselves here. We've got an amazing group of consultants that we can lean on. I definitely have belief in our products and what's to come. I mean, we have some amazing things. I'm going to tell you a quick little story about when I started out, and it was August of 2010, and I wanted to earn that incentive trip, and I was a 4-month new consultant with Scentsy. But you know what the biggest thing I wanted? I wanted that title of director because I come from a very corporate background, and that was the title in the list of them that I thought, you know what, this translates the most to corporate America. And if I go to a networking event and I hand over an director with Scentsy, like maybe it would build some belief in what I was sharing with someone at a networking event. So I knew that fundraisers could help me with my business. And my son was taking karate at a dojo, and they had this big tournament for all the older kids that were traveling overseas. Anyways, I didn't like something that happened in his class. So I had talked to the person about a fundraiser, but then she also called me that night. And as I was professionally, but being very direct and speaking with her, and my husband heard all of this, then I said, well, can we start that fundraiser at the end of the week? And my husband was about to die because he's like, you were just talking to the instructor about this, and then you got that fundraiser. But the thing was, I believed that I could make money in this business. I believed that I could achieve my goal. And you know what the biggest driving factor was? I needed to make money. So when you need something, you will put yourself out there and you will do things. Or if you want something, you want to grow. And at times I think back on that and I'm like, I need that confidence now. And then one of the things that I want everyone to focus on, because there's going to be times where you're like, oh, I don't know if my plan is working out, but you will be amazed at what you attract after you start believing in what you deserve. So I'm going to say that one more time. You'll be amazed at what you attract after you start believing in what you deserve. And it's like perfect time for Shelly to talk because my neighbor's mowing his lawn. So I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, let that ring. You are in the right place at the right time. And this business can be anything and everything you want it to be this season. And I am going to give you your 20-minute playbook. Do you like the theme? That's why we had you all dressed up for the night. So let's talk about our 20-minute playbook. I have found in my Scentsy business, when I fit it in every single day, just a few minutes, 15, 20 minutes a day, I feel so much better than letting it all accumulate. Isn't that true with a lot of things in our life, right? Like if we just do a little bit at a time, then it doesn't feel like it's crazy chaotic. So let's break it down. A daily playbook. What would it look like? 20 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to make an email, send it to your customers, 5 to 10 minutes to plan for social intentional posting and commenting and replying. And then maybe 10 minutes is your Scentsy Connect follow-ups. Did you guys get this tip? I love this tip. If you take your Scentsy Connect app and you trade it for where your social media scrolling happens, you are going to take a 20-minute time to be in Social Connect or Scentsy Connect instead of your social app. That's a lot to say at 8 o'clock at night. Move your Scentsy Connect app in place of your social app and see if that changes your habits any. I bet you could find 5 intentional minutes in Scentsy Connect every single day. So chat, I want you guys to drop in our chat here and tell us, what part of your 20-minute routine is the easiest for you to stay consistent with? Is it email? Is it connection on social? Is it send texts? Is it filling your orders? What do you do that for 20 when you have 15 to 20 minutes a day? What are some things you're consistent in? Drop it in chat and we'll come back to it. Okay, so weekly is prep for game day. Weekly, here are some things I like to do. I like to weekly, at least once or twice a week, plug into training. I daily plug into, motivational podcasts on my Spotify when I'm in the car to and from the gym. And then I like to pick a video. Maybe it's on the training center or maybe it's something that was shared with me, but I like to do that from the weekly for training. There's also prep for play. We know what that means. That means basket parties, prospect packets. Maybe we're mailing out samples or we're sending out thank you notes or we're doing follow up with Sensi Connect that's just intentional for preparing you for hosts and other things that you need to do just once a week. You can also spend some time planning your social content out, even if it's just 2 to 3 posts ahead, so that you know that you are going to get some traction with that. And then I also like to make sure at least once or twice a week that I'm making connections with my current hosts, with potential hosts, and with my new team members and potential team members. So I'm going to look in the chat. Okay, we've got 15 to 20 minutes, and these are the things that our team is doing. We're sending texts, we're posting on social, we're sending out happy mail weekly, we're stopping the scroll and committing to connecting and contacting people through the Sensi Connect. And we have a share, okay? We will definitely be adding that at the end of the playbook. Okay. Monthly, it's very importantly. So now we have a daily playbook and we have a weekly playbook for game day, but monthly it will be time to get off the sidelines. You need to schedule at least at minimum one in person. I'm going to say one in person, and a bonus would be one virtual event each month. It is so important for us in this business to meet new people. And you don't have to make it any kind of crazy, you know, logistics or pressure. You could just make it fun. Some examples would be host an open house that can be in your home or at a clubhouse, or it could be at the local pub or deli or coffee shop. Maybe it's a happy hour after work in the conference room at work, but you put out a charcuterie board and have a couple, iced tea and lemonade and some brownies. Maybe it's a Zoom if you want to do virtual, but you're talking, not just, texting. When I say Zoom, like we are right now, we're connecting because we're all live and we're present. Have a Zoom coffee break, maybe for 15 minutes. Host a book club. I heard a lot of consultants doing that mahjong. That's a lot of fun. Okay, so now it's time. I want to know, drop in chat, what's one way you would love to meet new people this month? Would it be planning a pop-up, hosting a party, booking a party? Maybe you have a vendor event that you've been trying to get in on. So drop those in chat, and then we will go ahead and start calling some plays. So I'm going to talk about some while you guys are dropping that in there. We're going to just kick off some goals and focus areas that we want you guys to think about for the month. First of all, our scoreboard is really important. That is for PRV. I like to break my PRV down in weekly, and I kind of use my parties to plan that. So, and you might know, like, I want to sell 2,500 this month, or maybe it's 500 this month, whatever it is. So if you're shooting for 500 this month, you better believe I'm going to go hard on the beginning and make sure I get 250 and 250 for my first 2 weeks. So I've got that 500 in early so that I can have some parties and maybe even flip a host. Or if anybody cancels, I have promoted my calendar for that. And then we talked a little bit about training. That's your practice time. Choose at least one thing this month that you're going to do to sharpen your skills, whether it's a podcast, the training center, teaching yourself Scentsy Connect or any other thing. So write that down so that we know what you're going to be doing for that. And then parties, though, that is your offensive strategy. You're going to keep these simple, you're going to keep them fun, and you're going to keep them themed. And who is your assistant coach? Lauren brought it up earlier. We are going to make sure we're using our Scentsy Connect. We're going to use it daily. And what's the first thing we're going to do when we hang up off the Zoom? We're going to move that to where on our home screen of our phones to where our social app is. Just 15 minutes a day. That'll give you all access to the news, to the training, and to your contacts.
Jessica
All right.
added in that ChatGPT is also her assistant coach. And I would like to say, yes, that's a very valuable player on my team is ChatGPT.
Definitely a big player. Okay. And then some winning plays are going to come with those systems that we use, the email, the texting, and the social, and using our follow-up season system. I like to plan out my month using that planning ahead just to kind of have a skeleton and then highlight 1 to 2 products each week so that I feel like I have an excuse to reach out to everybody all the time. So, like this first week, I'm talking about some new releases. You know, we have what do we have? We have our Western, we have the Whiff Box. We have coming up on Monday, we're gonna have some Toy Story so you can sprinkle in your LTOs and have some conversation starters around maybe the football warmer of the month, things like that. So plan it kind of out who you're going to talk to and use the products and the releases accordingly. And then fill in with your clean and laundry line. And of course, our hero products like our wax, our pods, and our flowers throughout the rest of the month. And if you need ideas, check into our Facebook groups. We try to give you PRV ideas every single day. Okay, so I'm going to look. We've got some ways that we are going to get our game book together. And that is, can you tell I've never played a sport? I keep fumbling with the language. We've got fundraising, parties, and vendors events. We're going to host some parties. We're going to book some parties. We've got a vendor event coming up this month. And we've got somebody who has never flipped a party. We will definitely get you some information on that. And now it's time to turn it over to Lauren for our team building game plan.
All right. So we've got to build our team. One of the nice things that I actually think takes the pressure off with this incentive is that recruiting sponsoring points aren't required, but to help you reach your goal, you're definitely going to want to build your team and just to help grow and build your business in Scentsy, we always need to be doing that. Okay, for your daily, you need to run the play every day and you need to have join conversations. And when I'm talking about join conversations, I'm not meaning that you send out a project broadcast to 200 people and you put in there something about joining, or you put up a post on social media and say, does anyone want to join my team? Which I actually don't recommend that language because that is not something that gets people to scroll. But you want to actually connect people to reasons why they would love being with Scentsy. Words that you want to use are opening an account. Would you like to be a rep, a brand partner? This $9 join is an amazing brand partner. Hey, Jennifer, I thought of you when I was at my convention last week because we announced a huge partnership with Snoopy and you love those movies. And I thought you might want to start your own account so you can earn money back on your sales and your friends and family. So it can be as easy as that. Also, think about people with kids in sports. We're in the whole sports theme. These sports are no joke. They are super expensive and they're probably looking for a way to offset some of these costs. I mean, there are people that you know who are flying all around the country for their kids to do sports. So that is plane tickets, hotels, rental cars. So just listen for cues on when people need to earn additional income. There are people out there who are looking for something like this. All right, weekly, you want to track like a coach. So you need to make a list of everyone that you've asked. And you know, if you've been on coaching calls with me, and when you tell me I've literally asked everyone, I'm going to tell you to pull out your phone and all of your contacts and show me all your contacts in your workstation. and sent to me when you've actually asked them one-on-one to join. And then if you have, then we need to get to work on meeting new people, but you need to track. I've been looking back to people that I asked in March. Right now is a great time. A lot of people like to do this in the fall and holiday because they know it's going to be busy. And for some, it's like their favorite time of the year for fragrance. So this is just a perfect time. Hey, I wanted to circle back around. We've got this $9 brand partner deal. And I thought of you since we last spoke in March. So that's one-on-one. And then you're tying it into why they would be good in this. So this is not just a post and pray on social media or just putting it in a text. I'm talking one-on-one. And then monthly, you need to set a recruiting or sponsoring goal. I want you to share it in the chat right now. What is your goal this month? Is it 1 people? Is it 3? Is it 5? That year that I wanted to be a director, and I'm telling you, if you're brand new, you can earn this trip. I earned the trip and I earned my title that I wanted. But I had 5. I had no team members. And by the end of August, I had 5 team members. So you can absolutely do it. And you guys, back then all we had was a $99 kit, and it did not even come with that much product. People were doing it for a warmer and a bar and a room spray and a big notebook and a bunch of testers. I mean, they did not even get that much. So we can absolutely do that. All right, and let's go for our final team pep talk with that. You're not convincing, you're just inviting, you're just sharing why they would be good at this. Get over the fact that it's so scary to even ask. If you don't ask, someone else is going to do it. And we even saw that at our Florida World Tour. There was someone who said, wow, Barb Bruno asked this person. They had been buying from me for 2 years. I never asked them, and now she's a Scentsy consultant. So you want to make sure that you're asking all of your customers and letting them know they have the invitation to join you.
Yeah, do not sit on the sidelines. I'm going to tell you, it is so important to pass this opportunity on. You just don't know who's looking for something. You don't know who is bored, looking for a community, needs a little extra money, could use some help paying a bill that was unexpected. You guys, this month I have to put 2 new tires on my car. That is crazy. And you know what? In the back of my mind is, I guess I just need to have a party to pay for it. So, I love that we have this opportunity. So think about who's on your dream team. Who have you asked before? Who pops in your head right now? $9. That is for them to have an all access pass for 12 months plus all the benefits of being a consultant. And we, as their leaders and their friends, and bringing them into our community, we can help them out with some testers. Scentsy's going to set everything up digitally so we can print it, so we can make images to share via text and on social. $9 investment, and they can have all access pass and earn some extra money. So pass it on. It's so important to stop keeping it a secret, and get, if you need a role play or you need to run through those things, you can just, contact your director and we will help you come up with those conversations.
And I'm just going to share something really quick. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I had been in a sponsoring slump and I knew I needed to meet more people. So I went really hard on parties, but I also challenged myself that month in March that I was going to ask 1 person a day to join. And it was so uncomfortable for me, but I did it. And then as I kept, and some days I would miss it. So the next day I would do 2 people, and it was very intentional who I was asking. And it was really tough, but the more that you ask, it's not as hard. If it's hard for you, it's because you're not asking as many people. So I just wanted to share that. And of course, as the way works, it literally was like the 28th of March before I had anyone join. And then I think I ended with either 2 or 3 that month. But we have to be consistent and we have to have patience sometimes too. So I'm just going to share that with everyone because it doesn't happen right away, which is why you want to get started now. Because someone you ask in August could wait until October. But if you wait until October, you're going to be, treading, spinning kind of like to catch up.
Well, and I want to go back to what we talked about at the very beginning of our call: belief, consistency, and confidence. We believe in you. We believe in this company and we believe in our products. So if you don't have that belief right now, borrow ours. I can tell you from the home office team at SFR, from the executives on the stage, from the products that we had revealed to us, from the partnerships and the collaborations Scentsy is doing for us, for them saying we're 21 and it's time to have candles. I mean, come on, you guys. Let's believe that we are the only home fragrance, or should we just say the only direct sales fragrance opportunity right now. There's a lot of people spending a lot of money to decorate their homes and bring fragrance into their worlds. So it is up to us to believe in our company and believe in the opportunity that we're offering. And you don't have to be the expert. You could join yesterday. You could have been checked out for the last 6 months or a year, and you still can sponsor somebody, because remember, we told you every single person who joins has access to the Scentsy Connect, and they also have access to world-class training, plus a community of all of us that are sharing and giving all the ideas on a daily. So I want you just to get out of your head and don't answer for the person. Share the opportunity. $9. And what Lauren said, where she was asking somebody every single day, I had to shift my mind. I was like, you know what? I have to start offering the opportunity, because this is what I started telling myself. People are looking for this opportunity. People have tires they need to replace. People have groceries they need to buy. People have bills they need to pay. People want fragrance and they like a discount. People like money. We have that opportunity to offer everybody. So once you get in the mindset of that, you will start to find people entering a circle, and they will start having conversations with you that will pop in your head. I think Scentsy would be a great fit for them. And once you start figuring out how you can fit Scentsy into the lives of the people in your circle and the people that you meet, it'll be amazing who comes into your world. My Uber driver from the hotel to the airport had just lost her job and she was laid off. She has an MBA, master's in business, and she is actually, okay, I'm wearing it, my IU shirt. She actually graduated from IU with her MBA. And we start up a conversation and she's talking about how she hasn't worked. I could have sat in the back on my phone and scrolled and ate my snack and got to the airport. No, I just kept asking her questions and asking her questions. And at the very end of the Uber, she's giving her suitcases. And I said, I think I have an opportunity that you might be interested in, since I had already built a relationship and I didn't sound pushy. I said, it's $9 to try this business out that I was telling you about. Give it a chance. And she goes, I think I will be contacting you. There's a reason you sat in my car. There's a reason you were my first, fare for the evening. I didn't rule her out. She's looking for a job. She has an MBA. She might just do this to get a discount. Who knows? But don't rule anybody out. And I'm sorry that was crazy long-winded, but I want you guys to build the belief in yourselves and the opportunity that you have, because you just don't know who's looking for community, extra cash, a discount. We don't even know why they might want to join, because we haven't asked them yet. All right. So let's drop in chat now what we've called the plays. We've got our game plan put together. I want to know what everybody's first move is going to be, because we need to commit before we break the huddle to what everybody is going to be doing going, right away. So what's your first play? Drop it in chat. It could be, get follow up, Scentsy Connect, getting a host, starting the daily join conversations. I want to know how we're going to be moving the ball together. Don't be shy. Jackie, did you say you had something you wanted to share before we get off? You can unmute while they're dropping in chat if you want.
I would love to. If you all could do two things at once, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So what Shelly and Lauren is saying, Scentsy is there for us, you guys. They are making things better, easier. Take advantage of it. It's just amazing. It's I just can't believe how awesome it's going to be for us. But on the flip side, I of course, when I go, I get very excited and I'm very pumped up. And I always, you always try and do your best, but I'm like, this is it. I'm doing this because, like Lauren said, if you wait, then you're going to be swimming really, really hard towards the end of the incentive to get there because you know that you want it. I've been in those shoes. So, yes, start now. So, Jim asked, let's go for breakfast. So I said, okay, I'm going to be intentional with this breakfast. So I wore a Scentsy shirt. I brought samples. I bought a little join brochure that I had. I didn't bring a catalog because I wanted, I didn't bring a catalog. So I went with the intention of sharing with the waitress, if that's what server, I don't know what you're supposed to call them these days. But how I started the conversation was, and she surely was, she was so friendly. She was so outgoing. And my age, maybe a little older, doesn't matter. But we just hit it off. And she was, really nice. She complimented something of mine. I complimented her jewelry. I'm like, okay, it's not that busy in here. Now's my chance. Because I never like to take up their time because I know how busy they are. But so I said to her, you are so personable. You are so friendly. I have an opportunity that I'd like to bless you with. I says, it's a company called Scentsy. Have you ever heard of them? She said, no. I says, it's a $9 join. I says, and I think you would be so good at it because you're so personable. So she's like, really? I want to learn more. And she's smelling the samples that I brought. And I said, I brought enough for your friends, your other servers. And I said, could I had my phone ready. I said, could I just get your phone number here and I'll send you some more information. I knew I couldn't talk to her much longer. So she said, yeah, absolutely. So she took my phone to her station because I think she was having to serve some food, put her number in. And she brought it back, dropped it off, brought her food back and came by and asked if we needed the check. And I said, listen, I'm just going to send you some information and it would be okay if I called you. She says, I'm not off till Thursday. So tomorrow I'm hoping to hear from her. If I don't, I will follow up. But she did say when I was leaving, definitely call me. I want to know more about this. So that was good. So so my husband laughed at me. He's like, Jack, you went right for the join? You didn't even ask if she wanted to be a customer or order. I'm like, no, because if she gets my information and she doesn't want to join, that's okay. Maybe down the road, but then maybe she'll order or buy or want to have a party. So that's the route I took, and that's where I went, and that's what I got accomplished. Now, the neighbor across the street, she's been buying from me she's pretty consistent. She called me and said, I really want that belt buckle, the rope, what is it called? Roping and whatever, that Western belt buckle warmer, the Element. So she says, I want that. I like all the other stuff. And I knew she was like a country Western dancer or whatever. She is dancing tonight. Otherwise she would have been on, but she joined today because I said, so when she said, I want that warmer, I said, oh boy, another order. And she goes, yeah, I might have to join. So I said, or no, she said, I might have to sell Scentsy. I said, well, guess what? It's the perfect time. I have a $9 join for you. And she was like, really? And then I said, but we also have, this and this. I'll send you the information, check it out. She texted me the next morning. She goes, I joined. I said, what kit did you join under? She bought the $99 kit because she wanted it all. So when I think on the page when we all congratulated her, she said something about, I'm in for it all, because she wants the trips.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, she said she'll watch the replay, but yeah, so I just wanted to share like put yourself in a spot, like we were going to breakfast, but do something like, I don't know, like maybe you don't go to Starbucks, go to Starbucks. And if you have the opportunity to talk to somebody sitting there while you're drinking your coffee, or even if you have a moment to speak to the cashier or whatever, put yourself somewhere where you can share the special, to share the,
And it's funny, I used to be out around people all the time, but now that I have adultish kids, I'm not. So I have to say, like, what can I do where I can get out and be in the wild and like meet people, because I'm not as much. So
I know,
anyways,
I too, Trish too. I know Trish. Yep.
yeah, and we still have our things at home, but we're going to let you all go. But real quick, we are going to take a picture. We're going to have our team huddle, get our team picture here before we break. And then you guys on your team pages where you had your event, drop in if you wore a jersey, because it's hard for us to see, who has like their jersey or their team shirt on, and I don't want to miss anyone for our
Before
prize,
we do the
right,
picture,
Shelly?
I'm just going to stop the recording real quick. So
Okay.
you
Oh,
guys,
yeah, sorry.
that's okay. We are so excited for everyone that is listening to the replay and that has taken the time to join us live. These small actions are going to create big momentum, and we cannot wait to see where the season's going to take you. We will continue to meet up in Zooms and Facebook Lives and all the ways, so just keep checking in.
All
Let
right,
me
you guys
stop.
ready? Smile or
Hold on, let me stop the
do
recording.
whatever you want.
Let me stop the recording.